Good morning, my darlings. Welcome to a new vlog. Today is actually a London day, and I don't normally start my vlogs on London days because often they're just so manic and crazy busy that I'm not very good at vlogging. I think I captured about 3 seconds of footage last time, but today will be different, I promise, because I am meeting up with my darling Freddy, and I have not... we are overdue a massive catch-up. I have not seen Freddy since she got engaged, so we've got so much catching up to do. We're gonna have lunch together, we're going to go shopping, and then we are going to see Burlesque tonight. Cannot wait. I will tell you more about that a little bit later. I'm also going in for a hair colour appointment at Michael Van Clark. Managed to get a spot. Literally, I emailed them yesterday. I was like, there is a 0.5% chance this is going to happen, but do you have... And she happened to have a little bit of time to squeeze me in, so I can't wait. I feel that I don't even really need my hair doing that much, because last time Bernie went, I said I would like the highlights to be so thin and subtle that the regrowth is barely visible, and that's exactly what she did. So overall it's getting a bit darker, and I'd like it to be lifted, but you can't see any regrowth because she just did it so naturally, which is amazing. So yeah, that is the plan for today. I'm going to get the train in very, very shortly. Before I hop on the reformer, I would like to just mention 2 things. The first thing is that hopefully a lot of you might have noticed, but I'm going to toot our team trumpet just for a moment, because our newsletter at the moment is really, really good. In our weekly newsletter, it lands in your inbox on Friday mornings, so hopefully lots of you will have recently received one. We put loads of exclusive content in there. It might be recipes. Sometimes if I whiz through a recipe here in a YouTube video, the actual recipe will be in the newsletter. It's seasonal things that are going on in the Cotswolds. So for example, there's a cool party happening at Daylesford, which is a little bit like hush hush, if you know you know kind of situation. On Friday, our newsletter readers will have heard about that, and lots of other events as well, and also loads of discount codes, so and just editorial content as well, plus me kind of rambling about goodness knows what. So if you're not yet signed up to our newsletter, please do. I'm going to leave it linked at the top of the description box. And the second thing is a very polite request, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know that lots of you watch the videos, actually more than half of you watch the videos but are not yet actually subscribed, and it really helps me out when it comes to like the algorithm and also recommending my videos to other people that might like them too. So those are my 2 little requests. I'm clutching my coffee this morning, but I'm not gonna lie, this is not a good coffee. I think there's something wrong with my milk. I'll power through, and I'm sorry that's very, very boring chat talking about my coffee, but you know, it really impacts your day. Anyway, I am digressing. Let's get on the reformer and get into London. My voice went really high there. Need more coffee. I say it's boring, but actually isn't your morning just impacted by the quality of your coffee? Don't really know what I've done wrong here. And just really quickly, quite randomly, a few people asked if they could see our office in some of the recent vlogs. I don't know if maybe I spoke about it but didn't show it. But yeah, this is it. There's nothing terribly exciting going on here. We used to have a lamp here, but now that there are 4 of us in the office nearly every single day, we had to move the lamp and put another chair there. It is like laptop roulette in here. Everyone's got their own laptop, but we also kind of share a couple of them for different tasks like editing and things like that. So it's always a little bit, you know, we hot desk basically. Then I don't know why we still have a rail of Charlie's autumn winter clothing over there, but I guess Charlie just kind of likes the aesthetics. And then over here we've got the Shark Pro Breeze Pro Flex, the fan, which actually kicks out so much coolness and creates a really nice breeze in here. Because we've got the gorgeous big Georgian windows, it does mean that this room gets full whack of the sunshine in the day. So there we go. Nothing too exciting to report, but just this is where we spend a lot of the time when we're editing, doing admin. Charlie normally sits there, Chloe's there, and then Lizzie and I kind of switch between this one, normally I'm out and about filming, and then Tegan sits here. So this is our team HQ. Yeah, there we go. Now, you know, and I realise what I'm doing. I'm delaying getting on the reformer and doing exercise. So no more procrastination. Let's do it. So the plan is still to kind of renovate this room and make it really beautiful with much nicer lighting and sort out the aesthetics in here, because this room just kind of doesn't really work with the rest of the house. And it's, at the moment, it has got all of my wellness stuff in here. Like, I've got my wellness boots, which are the ones that kind of give you that lymphatic drainage. I've got my LED lamp over there, my 𝑃𝒠 mat, I've got a heated blanket which I like to snuggle up under while I'm doing my LED, and then my Pilates ring and the accessories that go with this. So this is, I'm so grateful to have this, because especially in winter, I just don't want to go anywhere. And to have a reformer in our home is such a treat. This is from a company called Fold Reformer, and as you might be able to guess from the name, it does fold in half. So if you have got less space and you don't want to obviously leave it out and about in the middle of your room, then it's super easy to fold up. But it's also just a really, really good quality reformer, and I think it's also beautiful. Everything that I can do on the reformer when I go at the gym, I can do with this one. And yeah, I absolutely love it. So I just go on either the Fold app or on YouTube and type in whatever I want. So today I'm doing a intermediate full body strength workout. Let's do it.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Real Good Pilates. I'm Michelle, and today I have for you
that was a great Pilates class. You can really just engage and stretch and work out all of your muscles in as little as 20 minutes. That was perfect. I popped on a dress for today. It's hard to know what to wear because it's cloudy and rainy, or fresh as I'm going to call it, being optimistic. But then we've got the show tonight and I don't have the luxury of getting changed in the middle of the day because I don't want to carry an outfit around all day with me. So I've popped on this knitted dress from me&M, which I feel like is smart enough for tonight but cozy enough for today, considering I'll be spending at least 3 hours sitting in a hairdresser's chair today. I'm going to take some breakfast to eat when I get there. Is it a bit weird to take a yogurt pot, which has only got a third left in it, and just do my granola and seeds and stuff here and take a spoon? Is that going to look a bit like feral? I don't know, but I'm going to do it anyway, because why not? So I'm just going to pretend and do it exactly how I do it with my yogurts in a bowl. Zoe Daily 30, our homemade seed mix, handful of nuts, and then this is the M&S berry topper. Hemp chia linseeds with goji berry, acai and banana powder. And this is a little bit sweet. So it's nice on a morning yogurt. And a little dash of the King's honey. Got this from our day at Highgrove. And I always try to use a proper honey, what would you call these? A honey wand? Because apparently the metal on your spoon kind of deactivates some of the goodness in honey. But then I'm thinking, I eat the yogurt with a spoon, so I'm not sure. And then normally if I have time, I would leave this little honey wand, what are they called? Honey stick? I would leave it in a teacup and make myself a fresh mint tea later, and then it would be so ever so slightly sweetened with this honey. But I'm not going to be at home today, so cannot do that. Okay, there's my breakfast for on the go, and then I'm taking an M&S Zoe gut shot as well because they are delicious. Okay, let's get to London. Okay, I've just finished with Millie and Bernie and I could not be happier. Millie has cut and styled to perfection and Bernie has done such an amazing job on the colour. I said to her I almost didn't feel like I needed to come in again because it was just done so naturally before that I didn't even have any roots. It was growing out so nicely, but it's lovely to have a colour refresh, a little bit of lightness at the front here. I'm thrilled, and now I think Freddy is on Marylebone High Street, so let's go and find her.
Dodgy hair. Look who I found! Reunited! I've had to crouch this low in several months.
I know, well I haven't put my heels on yet. Haven't you missed her? I have.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness, we just had a lovely lunch.
We did.
Catching up on catch up. Oh, so much. I feel like I need a coffee to recover from the catch up. How's the wedding planning going, darling?
It's going. It's going. There is a wedding that is going to be happening.
Yay.
There's a time and a place.
There is.
And you always have to start with the time and place.
Oh my gosh.
And now it's just about making it pretty.
Yay.
And getting people fed and entertained.
Should people follow your TikToks or YouTube for wedding clips?
I think TikTok and Instagram at the moment.
Okay.
Figuring out how to do it on YouTube without giving everything away.
Yeah.
Like protecting it before it's happened, but still, so I need to figure that out. Yeah. How does that work? How does that work?
So exciting. It's so hard.
There's a time and a place, which is the main thing.
You want to share everything, but then you want to keep it special as well.
Yeah, I think that I could share everything afterwards as well, but it's like the like the lead up and the planning.
I was just distracted by something in the background. I thought it was a cute dress, but it's not.
We are on the good level.
We are. We're going to have a little mooch around.
Do they know what we're doing tonight?
I haven't actually revealed, no. Can you explain it? Because I don't really fully understand.
Have you seen the film Burlesque with Christina, Aguilera and 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅? You should have prepared.
No!
That's really
naughty. No! Are they going to only sing songs from the musical, from the film?
No, there'll be extra added songs because it's a 2-act show. So basically we're going to the press night of Burlesque tonight in the West End at the Savoy, which I'm so excited about. It is a pretty famous film with Christina and 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, and it's been made into a stage production, which I've got my reservations. I don't often, did we go see Pretty Women together? No. I don't often like a screen to stage musical because I often think they're just a big cash grab.
Right.
And they're not actually good quality. But
isn't the Savoy Theatre quite small, so it should be quite like intimate?
Yeah, the Savoy Theatre is pretty small. Have we seen anything there together?
Not with the Savoy.
Oh. But yeah, it should be fun at the very least.
Yay.
And we'll get our review afterwards.
Yay.
And Christina Aguilera is going to be there tonight.
Is she actually? I didn't know if that was like a real thing.
Well, it's the press night tonight, so I assume so. I'm going to the after party, but Josie said no because she's a granny and needs to get back to her.
It's so late.
Her countryside.
Do you want to see something really funny?
She brought her toothbrush.
Everything but the toothbrush. I forgot my actual makeup bag, but I did remember my on the way home cleansing kit. So this is the only time I will use face wipes. But then I've also got a little face halo, so if I just nip to the loo,
I use those as well.
Face
on your
halo.
recommendation.
I think, oh really?
I think they saved my skin. You know, I was having really bad dermatitis, and the cleansers can be quite harsh.
Yeah.
So using this is actually really helped fix my skin up. Yeah.
And then a little glycolic, a little night cream that I will do in the taxi on the way home.
Oh, we got this skiing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't. God. Nothing terrifying.
So we're gonna do a little bit of shopping, and then we're gonna do burlesque. I'll have to recreate the dance.
Where can we watch Josie?
I don't know the songs. I should have researched. Darn it. That is adorable. That literally goes with what you're wearing now. Oh, it's so cute. Is that the Lady Dior?
Yes.
That's quite me as well. Oh
no.
no.
This is you, but different sizes.
We always get in trouble when we come into Dior, don't we? Yeah. I think you're better at small handbags, so I always have a lot of stuff to carry. So we have come up to the rooftop of the ME Hotel. It's called the Radio Rooftop, for some pre-theatre drinks, and I've never been up here before, but this view is amazing. Somerset House, 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅, city over there in St Paul's, London Eye. This is amazing. Time to get some drinks. Madame has changed. Talk us through through the new outfit. Is this Christina inspired?
Well, it was as close as I could get from my wardrobe.
Oh, I love it.
That's why it's black, but I like the puffies.
Yes. I feel like you could definitely be in the show. Matching the fragrance. Describe the scent, darling.
I'm not wearing this one actually. I'm wearing the other one.
Ooh, pink, the red one.
Christina or something.
Okay.
And it's yummy, it's sweet. It's a bit like Britney Spears Fantasy.
Yes. Yes.
It's like nostalgic, smooth.
And isn't it so affordable, like £30 or something? It's crazy. Yay!
I don't know why, but I thought this was just like a casual evening.
No!
But there's a full like red carpet, and I'm here in knitwear.
That's why I changed, but you look gorgeous.
Thank you, my darling. But everyone is dressed so fabulously. We're gonna do
There's a press night.
yeah. Do you remember when we thought it was like
I'm gonna spritz you with virgin press night.
Yeah, we were.
I am a virgin no more.
Seeing a genie in a bottle to Christina Aguilera, fingers crossed.
Tell what your name is. Oh, she's
Sugar
coming.
puff.
Sugar
Puff on that, that's really later.
Okay, it is half time, and we've got our very important snacks.
It's off time.
It's like stars in the Milky Way.
It's the interval, darling. What's a football?
I never know the lingo. Can you just explain how their voices are so good? I said to Freddy, is that auto-tune?
She didn't think that it was live singing because the girl playing Christina is that perfect.
It's amazing.
How could it be real? How could it be live? But it is. She's amazing.
And the mum as well.
Yeah, and Ali.
Yes. They are both just insane.
Like Sharon, isn't she? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so amazing.
And the choreography is good, it's sexy.
The outfits are amazing. The jokes are like
You like
crying. So topical. Amazing. I feel like I'm going to be recycling those jokes.
Yeah, and Todger Cool is very good.
Yes. And I find his name amazing. Imagine being called Todger.
Todger.
I bet all his friends call him Todger.
I think that's a British thing.
Well, we're having a lovely time. We've got a massive rosé. How apt! How apt indeed. Well, part 2 is about to begin. Is that what it's called? Part 2. Act 2 is about to begin.
Philistine, she is.
I'm sorry.
Good morning, my darlings. It's Wednesday morning. Sorry about all the clutter. I just need to have like an afternoon in here doing a little bit of tidying. We need to have a real catch-up, debrief on yesterday and last night, but I have to leave home in 15 minutes to go to the opticians, so hope you don't mind if we have a little chat while I do my everyday makeup. Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I actually only use this on the days when I'm filming, and it just helps you glow a little bit. So, Burlesque, oh my gosh, highly highly recommend. That was incredible. So we were there last night as guests of Christina Aguilera fragrances. I felt very, very honoured to be there. We had the most amazing seats at the very front of the dress circle, honestly the best seats in the house. And the show was just incredible, like so much fun, so fast moving. Freddie said that she felt there were maybe one or two too many songs, and I'm quite sensitive to the song to chat ratio normally, but I was happy with the song to chat ratio because you were so visually stimulated during the songs, because there was so much incredible dancing. How they find these seriously talented people that, is it Jen Foley? I hope, or Jess Foley, I think. Sorry, I should know. That I think she won The Voice and also did really well on X Factor, and now has gone back to theatre. She was the character that is Christina Aguilera in the film. Having just had a little debrief in the office this morning, I think that the film has a different storyline to the show, but I won't give away any spoilers. Also, the character played by Cher in the film, oh my gosh, the lady that played her, or lady that played her in the theatre, just the voices on these women while they are singing and dancing and acting as well. Sorry, the voices when they're singing. The voices on these women while they are also prancing around the stage, and these are not like small little dance moves, these are big theatrical dance moves while also hitting every note. And I mean, we all know how Christina Aguilera sings with her iconic, I'm obviously not going to try it, but you know her like, no, I was going to try it, but I'm not going to try it. You know when she does that really like epic, powerful high note, like almost like a shout, that's so just iconic to her. And the fact that these, especially Jess, could do that while singing and dancing, I was just blown away. And I said to Freddie, are you sure they don't have auto-tune running through the like cables, because obviously they're singing live? And Freddie was like, no, that's actually their voices. I don't think I've heard people singing live that powerfully before in the past. And I've seen Beyonce in concert, seen Andrea Bocelli in concert, but I was blown away, just absolutely blown away. The talent of the crew? Cast. God, Freddie was teasing me for not knowing the lingo. Just absolutely mind-blowing. Christina was in the royal box with her security watching the majority of the show, and then I think she had to do a couple of like press bits, so she was kind of like dashing in and out, but she is the teeny weeniest human I think I've ever seen, like so little, which is often the case with these super celebrities, I guess, because you see them on a screen with like flattering angles and on giant billboards. You just expect them because you know their personality and their voice is larger than life. It seems funny when you meet them and they're actually like really small, petite people, but very, very sweet. But oh my gosh, I was saying to the girls that we were with, I just could not be that famous. I was exhausted just looking at her. Like from the second, the poor girl, I mean not poor girl, I do actually have sympathy, and I wouldn't swap what I do for work for what she does for work, no way, because the second that she got out of the car and got on the red carpet or pink carpet, just everyone there just kind of pounces on you. It's so intense. Like imagine all of those cameras going off. Everyone wants like 30 seconds with you. Everyone wants to talk to you. Everyone wants to get a, is it called a vox pop or something, like a little bit of content for their channel, for their theatre YouTube channel, or even the news, or like entertainment TV. Everyone wants you, and there's so many people there like shouting your name. You don't know where to look. And then when she had maybe 6 seconds where no one, well, they were still shouting her name, but when she was like moving from A to B, I don't think I managed to capture it because I set my vlog camera up on a tripod, because she was basically, when I say tripod, a stack of perfume boxes, because she was coming over to the fragrance. There was like a little pop-up van where we were doing spin the wheel and people were able to come and try the fragrances. So we were kind of based there waiting for her because we knew she was going to come up to us. And the second she stood with us, like as soon as she stopped moving, then the glam squad descended on her. You won't have been able to see it from the clip because the amount of people that swarmed around her. So I think my camera just showed like the swarm of people. There must have been 8 people tending to her. Someone tweaking like the individual hairs on her head, her lipstick, her powder, everything was positioned to be absolutely perfect. And I can't imagine, I don't know if like as a celebrity, do you ask for that? Do you ask for a glam squad of 8 people? And there's me with like, I'd forgotten my makeup bag, hadn't topped up my makeup since 7 o'clock that morning, stood next to someone who's had probably hours all day in a chair and an entire glam squad making sure your every hair is in the right place. But my goodness, just how intense for her. I think I admire, like, I just said Alexa play Christina Aguilera downstairs, and I know the words to all of her songs. Like, I grew up crying to Genie in a Bottle and I Am Beautiful. That's the most you're gonna get out of me. And obviously Moulin Rouge was such a big part of my childhood. When I turned 16, Lala, my mum, took us on a girls' trip to Paris. And I know Christina Aguilera is not in the actual show, but obviously the film and the song. And seeing that show as a 16-year-old, let's just remember times were different then. I had never seen a woman's body, really, probably my mum's, before that. And I didn't know that it was normal to have little boobies. And I, as a 16, well, I would have been 15 up to this point, as a 15-year-old, I just thought I was so weird. I thought my body is not like anyone else's body. Like these girls that I see on TV, they've got big boobs and they're perfect. And there was me, practically flat-chested. And then when we went to see the Moulin Rouge, all the dancers, 90% of them had the same size boobs as me. Like they had little boobies and their cute little nipple tassels, and they were showing them off and they were so sexy. And I was like, oh my God, I'm normal. That show made me realise that every body is normal. How sad is that? So yeah, loved Christina Aguilera. Went through a phase of dropping it down low to dirty. Christina really nasty. That's the lyrics, by the way, not me saying that she's nasty, because she's not. Anyway, just quite amazing to see her in real life. I need to really hurry up. I need to leave in 4 minutes. So the show was amazing. It was sexy. The costumes were amazing. So sparkly, so wonderful. The dancing was incredible. There was one particular scene which was a little bit Magic Mike-esque. The stage was like dark and then it was backlit. So it was the silhouettes of these hunky men throwing the chairs around and like, you know, I'm not cool enough to describe this show. Let me just say, if it's your birthday, you could go with your husband, but I would go with a group of girls. You could also go with your mum, you know, it's not rude. That was as sexy as it got. It was, I mean, all the girls are so sexy. The guys were really sexy. There was this one guy that kind of transitioned from being a gay guy to saying that he wanted to be like in the female changing rooms at the end of it. And oh my God, I don't think I've seen a body like that before. And woo, he was nearly naked, but it's not seedy, not seedy at all. It was truly fabulous. I have so much more that I want to chat to you about, but I have got to get to the opticians. So let's continue this chat when I've had my eye appointment and we're in the car on the way home. Okay, hello again, my darlings. I've just finished in the opticians. I found that appointment quite like anxiety inducing. I don't know why. I think because it's just a lot of like quite intense tests. I had not had an eye test probably 10 years. That's really bad. I know, do not do what I do and leave all of your tests decades apart. But yeah, just quite like a lot of flashes in the eye and a lot of tests. But there we go, that is done. Ticked off the to-do list. It's been sliding down the to-do list. It took actually my mum or Charlie to make that appointment for me to actually go, but that's done. So gosh, where was I chat wise catching up with you about last night? So we talked about how amazing the show was. We talked about how intense it must be being Christina Aguilera or that level of fame. I also want to talk to you about Love Island, because one of the girls that was there as part of our group was Amber Gill, and Amber won Love Island in 2019. 2019 is the year that it was Moira Higgins, Amy, who's now on Loose Women, isn't she? Molly May, who else? It was probably my favourite ever season of Love Island that Amber won, and it was so interesting talking to her. I think I mentioned I was talking to a few girls that were also on Love Island when we were in Aix-en-Provence a few weeks ago, six weeks or so ago, and hearing a little bit more about the behind the scenes. But with Amber, I was really talking about, because she was saying how she went in as, in her own words, literally like a nobody, and then came out like the whole country was gripped to that series, and you have no idea whether your series is a flop, no one gives a hoot, or if you're literally going viral for the most random things. Like, what's the name of the girl in there now? Yaz? There's apparently TikToks. Luckily my TikTok algorithm doesn't know that I'm obsessed with Love Island, so it doesn't show me Love Island stuff. Hopefully my phone's not listening to me, because I actually don't want to see Love Island stuff on TikTok. But apparently TikTok is saying how she's like an AI human being because her posture is so perfect, she's so poised. Like, she has no idea that she's going viral for these things, because they're essentially in this little bubble. They have no concept of the outside world. And Amber was saying how it was crazy going from 0 to 100, going in as a nobody and coming out with millions of Instagram followers, no one there guiding you on how to like run a social media business. I was saying to her, do brands not like, or not that brands would do this, but do people not take advantage of you? Like, you don't know the social media business when you go in, and they're apparently, like, please don't sue me ITV, but apparently they don't really offer any support in terms of that side of things. And I said to Amber, have you kind of offered to ITV to almost be a, what's the word, mentor for people coming out of Love Island? And apparently ITV had said, allegedly, that if you're not a trained therapist, then you can't like give advice to these people. So I thought that was crazy. If anyone comes out of Love Island and wants social media advice, drop me a message, because I will happily send you a million voice notes on what to avoid to not be taken advantage of, and like how to handle the not so nice side of the internet. Because can you imagine, like, I'm quite hardened to it, I would say, because I've been doing this for over a decade, over 10 years, and I don't have millions of followers. These poor sweet girls and guys, they go in and they've probably never been trolled. They've probably never had a stranger, well, they probably have, drop into their DMs and say weird stuff. But to go like away from the world and away from all social media, what is it, for like 2 months they're in the villa, and then to come out and it's like, bam, it must hit them like a truck. Amber was saying how she would go into a shopping centre and be like, why is there like bedlam? And she would realise it was because of her. Like, people were so like, oh my god, it's Amber that won Love Island. I just cannot even imagine what that does to someone, and how you're so susceptible to people taking advantage of you, an absolute battering to your mental health. And then also the fact, like, obviously Amber's career is amazing and lots of Love Islander people have gone on to have great careers, but typically you're like hot for that summer, and then people stop wanting to collaborate with you because there's another batch of Love Islanders. So from a career point of view, it's really hard. Like, how do you build that longevity? Do you know what? I'm gonna email ITV and say, shall I run a workshop? Not saying that I know everything, absolutely not, but you know, I do often give advice to other content creators, aspiring content creators. Literally this morning I was sending someone a voice note on Instagram about they were actually about to get conned into something, so I sent them a voice note explaining, no, do not do that. So I think I am very giving with advice, and I'm very much of the mindset of like, it doesn't cost me anything to give advice to other people. Like, I've always been of that mindset, an abundant mindset. So yeah, I'm gonna propose to ITV that I do a little, even if I just film a video and then they just send it to them after they come out of the villa, just to be like, do this, don't do this, warning, this is going to happen, warning, these are some potential ways that people could try and scam you. Maybe it'd be useful, I don't know. I'm sure there are people far more qualified than me, but I just worry. I worry about these people. I'm still about 5 days behind on Love Island, so I won't give you guys like my opinions. I don't have terribly strong opinions. I'm enjoying watching it as entertainment, but it's always just like on in the background. I'm not glued to it. But yeah, so that was the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about, Love Island. And there was something else. Oh, my baby! Ending with the silliest of things. Just as we were on the red carpet, I got a text from my mum saying that Dickens, my sweet little child, was sat outside in the pouring rain just on the corner of our like terrace area looking down the garden for his mummy. And sometimes if I can find a photo that Lila sent the group when we were away, they just sit on the drive waiting for Charlie and I to come home. And Chick, Dickie, he will just sit on the drive no matter the weather. It could be freezing, it could be snowing, and he'll just sit there waiting for me. So I was on the red carpet trying to ring Charlie to be like, can you go and collect our youngest child? Because the thought of him just sitting there in the rain waiting for his mummy. I'm too emotional. My sweet little sausage child. Anyway, I'm home. I just need to open the gate. So there we go. Random car chats with Josie. I need to do a few hours on my laptop now because my inbox is screaming at me. So I'll catch up with you when I'm a bit more organised. Okay, I've just done a little bit of laptop time, cleared the urgent emails and to-do lists, and now onto the fun stuff. So I've got a few bits that have just been kind of piling up that I've been waiting for a moment to share with you, so I'm going to do that now. Most of these are pieces that I have purchased, but there are a couple of gifts from brands in here as well, so I'll let you know which of the two they are as I show you. First of all, purchase. I placed a Net-a-Porter order actually a little while ago, so I probably need to check my return deadline on these. But you know how sometimes things come from Italy? Sorry, I've got one of Dickens' hairs on my face. Sometimes things get sent from Italy and it's quite slow for them to arrive, which is annoying. But anyway, so pair of shoes from Tod's, and I can't actually remember what they look like because it was a little while ago that I placed this order. It's a surprise. Ooh, they're pink. I think these might have been in the sale. Oh, they look quite big. Aha, cute. Very cute. Pink suede. They're kind of espadrille style. They've got a little bit of that kind of espadrille detailed there. Grippy bit on the back. These are driving shoes, aren't they? You know what? They're not that me though. And I don't know if I need them. I think I'm probably going to send these back. They are cute, but I just don't need a pair of shoes like this. And especially not at Tod's prices. I think I just got a bit carried away when placing this order. As you do. Well, that's an easy decision. Don't need them. Okay, something else which I ordered, not a gift, a purchase, and it's from a brand called Live-In. Sounds like a Paris Hilton word. Live-In swimwear. I saw on my Explore page, I think when we were in Marbella, some very beautiful girls wearing these bikinis while they were at the Marbella Club, and I thought they are cute, and I love a bandeau style bikini. So it's got this, the fabric is actually kind of pink sparkly with this shell in the middle, and then the bottoms are quite cheeky. It's not a, well, it's almost a thong. This is the back. So it's not tiny, not too rude that you can't wear with like your mother-in-law around. Viv would love these. And you've got that same nice shell detail on the sides. Oh, and the lining is fun. Oh, are they reversible? Are they reversible? Probably. Yes. I think these are going to be really flattering. So I got the pink colour and I also got the white, and I love this starfish design. Speaking of Love Island earlier, is it Helena? She keeps wearing this really nice bandeau bikini with a giant shell in the middle. I don't know where hers is from, but it was probably a lot cheaper than these because these were not super affordable, but it's a nice, pretty small, I think independent French brand. I did have to pay customs on these. Brexit. Bloomin' Brexit. I love that design with the starfish in the middle, and the bottoms to go with those are very, very plain and simple, hopefully quite flattering, not too large on the booty. So that's those. Let's move on to something that was a gift from a brand, and Lulu Guinness got in touch. They actually asked me to post this on TikTok. In terms of like giving advice to other content creators, if a brand ever asks for something in particular, that, I would say, is when it qualifies as you technically need to be paid because you're following instructions and technically it's an ad because you're like doing what someone's told you to do. So we don't accept gifting on terms of like if we're being told what to do. we say things like, you're welcome to send a product, thank you, that's really, really kind of you, but you can't dictate how or if it will be shown. So they came into our inbox requesting a TikTok feature, but my response would have been, feel free to send it, but I'm not gonna guarantee where I'll show it. And some people might think, Josie, just give them a bloody TikTok. But if, like I said at the beginning, if a brand specifies where they want something, then that's becoming like ad territory. So, like, I don't know how to describe it in like in terms of another industry. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what's in here. That was a little bit of a digression. I think this is a cute little bag. I think the bag might actually match the swimsuit. Oh, nice packaging. Sorry, let's turn my phone on silent. I'm messaging the girls about this party that's happening at Daylesford on Friday. I would have told you guys about it sooner, but I literally only found out about it a couple of days ago. They're having a plant swapping party, but it's going to be like a proper party. They've got this DJ, is it 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏, I think his name is? Yeah, 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒊𝒐𝒏, who apparently was like epic at Glastonbury and everyone's raving about him. Literally raving. And at Daylesford Heritage House, it's a plant swapping party, so you go with your seedlings and you swap plants with people, and it's like a really pumping party. We don't have many parties like that in the Cotswolds with like proper DJs. Like, it's going to be a really fun evening. So I've just been messaging Hannah and a few of the other local girls to see who's gonna come. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, ooh, ivory satin. Okay, so this is the information about the bag, and the bag comes in a dust bag, and I always save these dust bags, and especially 𝑙𝑦 ones are really nice for taking shoes or gym wear or underwear, so cute, with me on holiday. Okay, here's a little unboxing. Oh my gosh, adorable. That is so cute. And going back to my swimsuit, not that one, the shell will be the emoji of our upcoming trip. That's so cute. Like, as a little beach bag, a beach clutch. Even this will be my bag for the wedding. That will be, ooh, can you have a white bag? Yeah, you can have a white bag at someone's wedding. It's got lovely detail on it. How cute, the little pearls. Adorable. That is such a nice little gift. Thank you, 𝑙𝑦. I will look forward to styling that. What is next? What is love? Roberto Cavalli swims. As much as I'd love to tell you that Kim K has put me on her PR list, that is not the case. This is purchased from Net-a-Porter and in the market for flattering swimwear. And also we're going to Italy. Roberto Cavalli seems like a great brand to wear in Italy. Ooh, I think these are gonna be sexy. Yeah, not actually as dinky as the ones that I showed you earlier, but really fun, bold pattern. So that's obviously the bottoms, and then hopefully this is the top, and I've not made a blunder here. I've made a blunder. Oh no, thank goodness I haven't made a blunder. Bandeau style top, which is my favorite. I'll have to give this a try. Probably won't show you a try on in the vlog, but I'll give it a try, and hopefully you'll see me wearing this in Italy. I love that, really fun, almost quite tropical pattern, and I do love a straight across the top style bikini. It feels almost like a crop top too. You could definitely wear that with like high-waisted jeans and it look really cool. Okay, next I have two bags, one of which was a gift and one of which was a purchase. Again, I'll start with the very kind gift from the brand, and this is from a brand called Verified New York, which is a really cool name. Ah, this bag is so gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay. Ooh. Oh, we love the canvas. Oh my god, this is so elegant. That is gorgeous. That is such a smart bag. Oh, that's lovely. I really like this. That's a really nice length strap because it goes over your shoulder. I'm pretty sure, I'll test in a second, that my laptop would fit in this. And I love a canvas and tan leather combo. And it's got gold hardware. Inside you got a little flap for safety, I guess, an inside envelope pocket and an inside zippy pocket, and there is also a shoulder strap in here. You could, one thing they could have done differently they could have given the belt a bit more room, because then the bag would be able to flop open a little bit more and still be closed at the front. Whereas if I want to keep the bag as more of a tote, like more of an open tote, I think the belt is going to have to be flopped open. But maybe that's the look that they want. So for example, you can open it up, but then the belt doesn't meet in the middle, but then it's a lot more roomy. I would probably keep it like that, to be honest. Keep it open. Yeah, they could maybe just make that belt a little bit longer, but that's a really great size bag. Really nice, almost trans-seasonal in its style. Great size as a work bag, as a day bag, but not too big that you're gonna just overfill it. That's gorgeous. Thank you, Verified New York. I cannot wait to style that. And then, with that in mind, this is obviously very, very different in its style and cost. This was a purchase. I did just treat myself to the amazing Valentino with the raffia geraniums. So when I was making the purchase, it was actually the same order. This one really did take its sweet time. In my head, I was thinking, you can only keep one of those bags, Josie, and obviously I've used the geranium one many a time, so that's definitely a keeper. So let's hope I don't like this. So Valentino, they are having a great season. Oh, it's really nice. Darn it, of course it is. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, it's like an old school, like old fashioned floral. Almost like, literally like an old carpet in the nicest way. Is the one that I've already got the summer bag and this the autumn bag? Don't. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is annoying. Why do they have to make everything so lovely? I'm genuinely annoyed. Like, just imagine you're coming to the Cotswolds for a nice long weekend, you've got your cozy knitwear on, you've maybe got your wax jacket on, and then you've got a gorgeous crossbody bag, such as this one, over the top. Oh, it's very long. That is so nice. Oh no. Oh, it's so lovely. It's so lovely. I would say I'm not getting like heart flutters like I did with the other bag. What can you see in the background? Oh, the sink. Yeah, I'm not getting quite the same heart flutters as I did with the last one, but it is gorgeous. It is really gorgeous. Need to remind myself how much it was, because I'm sure it was quite ridiculous. And then the final thing is this, because my one similar to this from H&M is sadly sold out, and I'm always getting asked about it, so I thought I would buy the next nearest thing, where it's basically got like the little holes here, so you can put your own ribbon. With my H&M one, I bought a green velvet ribbon from Amazon, and that is what I thread through the hat. This is practically identical, but obviously it comes with a cute ribbon. Oh, it's so adorable. I've got a hair clip in, so it's not gonna balance properly, but I just love a beautiful hat. I love a hat with dangling ribbons, and this one is really, really lightweight. So I found a nice little high street alternative. So those are the kind of fashiony, new in bits. I'm actually planning a full dedicated fashion video, because with our upcoming trip to Italy, and we've got quite a few events to attend for the wedding, obviously I can't wear white. Most of my wardrobe is white, so I have bought quite a lot of new outfits for that, with the intention of only keeping a quarter of the things that I've ordered. I need to do a big try on, so let me know how you feel about vlogs interspersing fashion a bit like this, or like when I do a high street try on, or would you like a full no vlog, just fashion content, like what's new in my wardrobe, 20 outfit try on for a summer wedding, that kind of thing, and also just general summer events. So yeah, let me know what you like to see and I shall film accordingly. Anyway, my tummy's rumbling. I still have not tried the M&S Food tomato bread topper, so I think that's going to be my lunch. Okay, I'm going to use up the rest of the bits that I chopped up for the poke bowls in a soup for my lunch, because it's a little bit chilly today. The base is going to be my Freja chicken bone broth. Would have used the veggie broth if I had one, but I do not.
Okay, this is my leftover ingredients from the poke bowl. Probably don't want everything, but I'll definitely put in some carrot. Tofu, I guess you have it in miso soup, so why not? The radish and quinoa and beans. Okay, that soup was really, really nice. I think that quite a good strategy could be to like prepare the different elements, so the quinoa, the edamame, chop the veg, like on a Sunday, and then have different containers in your fridge, like sealed containers with chopped beetroot, grated carrot, sliced courgette, marinated tofu, and I'm sure it's even better the longer it stays in the marinade as well. Even cook the quinoa and have that in the fridge. And then each day, this would be really good if you're trying to be healthy and eat like more veg variety as well. Each day you could choose a different way of eating it. So on one day you could put everything in like a tortilla wrap and make an enchilada. One day you could have it as a poke bowl like we did a couple of days ago. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could have made that soup. And it was quite a nice light soup with a broth and taken it into London with me if I really wanted to yesterday. But did end up having lunch in Selfridges with Freddy, which was lovely. Yeah, so you could basically pre-prepare all of the different parts and then eat something different every day for your lunch. And yeah, that was my little brainwave moment. So I might try doing that in the future. Anyway, I've popped on a far more casual outfit. I've actually got a really nice evening with 𝑙𝑎. She's organised it, or she's organised the tickets. It's being hosted by my Pilates instructor Chloe, alongside a couple of other local ladies. And it's like a breathwork, nature evening. We're going to go and do some sound healing. I think it's Kathy's Slack. I think it's her house that we're going to, and it's going to be an amazing like kitchen garden picnic. It's a shame it's not a really beautiful evening, but I think the sun is going to come out. So obviously the ladies, it's going to be local ladies of 𝑭𝒂𝒕, probably mostly of my mum's generation, I imagine, but I'll try and capture a little bit of it to show the vibe. But I'm very conscious that most people are going to a breathwork and sound healing evening to chill out, so limited footage. Anyway, I have not done like an hour or so in the garden for the last probably a week, so there's a lot of jobs that need doing. I can see a lot of things that are a bit dead looking that need sorting. My geraniums need deadheading, so I thought I would just spend an hour pottering around getting some stuff done. And there's also a few things which now we're at the end of July, it's good to plant them. For example, pak choy seeds. You could direct sow some beetroot. You're just within the limit of planting beans, especially if you want to have a harvest as far into autumn as possible. And I've got a sneaky feeling that the end of this summer is going to be warm like it was last summer. Even though here on YouTube we like to go into full autumn mode from September the 1st. Because of SEO, we want to be creating that cozy content. Like people will literally be throwing out their Halloween videos on September the 1st. But in reality, it's still summer. It's still summer, I think, until the 21st of September. So I will also be creating autumn content because I love getting excited about the seasons. But in reality, the garden will still be in full summer mode. Anyway, I'm gonna get cracking. Let's do some greenhouse tidying, seed sowing, and kind of garden chores. That's what needs to get done today. Feeling like that TikTok meme that I posted a couple of weeks ago where it's like, those of you that used to drop it low in the club, how is your greenhouse currently looking? Because I'm listening to Love Island. They've got Tiny Temper doing the festival and I'm here pruning my courgettes. But I've just found a really big one over there, pulled up some rhubarb, and I'm de-stemming the lower parts of my courgette, which is actually one of my favourite jobs to do because it really tidies up the beds and allows so much more air and light in, which encourages more growth. And I think we're going to have some rain maybe this evening, which is good to get this done beforehand. So lots of the leaves are off, and if we clamber in, I'll show you more closely what I'm doing. So basically, with courgettes, they will grow up the stem, and you can basically find your last courgette or your lowest down courgette. You can see I've actually done it a bit wrong here because I don't know if that one's going to go anywhere. Pretend that that was the lowest down courgette. I shouldn't have chopped these ones basically. You can cut the leaves anywhere below that, between where it goes in the ground and your lowest courgette. So maybe this side is a better example. So here is my lowest courgette, and all the leaves below it I have trimmed. So I'm going to do this one here, which I can't wait to do because it's so sprawling. And you can see my pumpkins. This really long lighter coloured one, that's a pumpkin. There's my first little pumpkin growing in there. Oh, sorry, you can't see. There's my first little pumpkin. And yeah, it's basically going to become a pumpkin bed, but at the moment it's still very much a courgette bed. So let's give this one a prune. I'm going to put Love Island back on in a second, but has anyone else noticed that there's a lot more like sponsorship in this year? So for example, this festival that they're currently doing is the WKD festival, and when Dijon and Meg went on their date, it was sponsored by Google Pixel. Like, if that was an influencer doing a day sponsored by Google Pixel, we would have to have put ad all over that, but I didn't see anywhere where it said that these episodes were sponsored by Google Pixel or WKD. It's just interesting that there are one set of rules for some people and another set of rules for influencers. But hey ho, that is the way of the world. Okay, I'm in Mum's car. We've just arrived at this meditation and sound healing event. So yeah, I hope it's going to be really, really good fun. Lolo's got a full like duvet and everything in the back of the car. She's determined to be comfy. So it should be a very chilled evening.
And if you've got any questions, we'll find that just automatically, the magic of the sound bowls will find that area and essentially bring everything into a harmonious.
Look at this. Take it all in.
This is really good for the ego as well.
Lola's bought the napkins, the plates. That's so cute. No, this is one of my followers' companies. Got a little picnic. Yay.
Home amongst these vegetables. So I decide to stay for a bit. In fact, I do not move for 2 hours. Can you imagine that? Just sitting for 2 hours. Have you ever actually done that?
So we've just enjoyed the most scrumptious meal, and Kathy read us out a little section from her Rough Patch book. You might remember I met Kathy at an event with Nicholson's a little while ago, and I've been slowly making my way through this on my bedside table, How a Year in the Garden Brought Me Back to Life. It's a lot of information about how reconnecting with nature is good for you in so many different ways, and I've been really enjoying reading this. It's been lovely to spend time with Kathy and Chloe tonight in this beautiful setting. Good evening, my darlings. Oh my gosh, I look tired. I feel like I'm in just a little bit of a lightweight daze. I think I've got mascara under my eyes from wearing the sleep mask. Chloe actually took a photo of Lila and I snoozing away during the sound bath, which I'll pop on the screen here. The eye mask, people laughed at me in a nice way at the beginning, and then at the end they were like, yeah, Josie, you made the right call with the eye mask. It was amazing. The whole evening was just incredible. Chloe is so amazing at just putting together the loveliest of events, and I was saying to her, I feel so grateful to like live here where she is organising these lovely events, because sometimes some of you guys comment saying that you live in Kent or Wiltshire or Nottingham, or, you know, really beautiful areas of the countryside, and you don't have things going on like this, and it's because of people like Chloe that we have these amazing events, and I feel very, very grateful. It was actually my mum's friend Debbie that heard about this one, but I'm sure if you follow Chloe on Instagram, Chloe's Pilates, then you'll find out about things like this, and hopefully more and more people will spread the love and do similar things. At this stage in life, Chloe's goodie bags are honestly quite legendary. She always does the most amazing goodie bags,
at her events, and I'm really tired and chill, so I'm not going to go through this in huge detail, but just to give a little bit of info. And by the way, this is the front cover you might recognize of Kathy's cookery book. This was her first book, the book that I had prior to meeting Kathy at the Nicholson's event. So many amazing recipes. From the veg patch. Oh, these are actually recipe cards, how kind. Pumpkin and sage cake with lime and feta frosting. Holy moly, that sounds delicious. Okay, what have we got in this goodie bag? Ooh, is this the chocolate? Ooh, milk chocolate with natural violet flavor. Holy guacamole, that sounds amazing. Yum. We've got, ooh, oh my goodness, activated sun seeds with shiitake. So mushroom goodness in already very good for you seeds. That sounds incredible. Oh, how adorable. Stripe and Stare knickers made from trees. They are really very comfortable underwear. We've got, sorry, this is such a speed round because I can't wait to go to bed. Mousse purifying cleanser. Oh, it's got glycerin. Interesting ingredients. I need a nice like runny cleanser up here in the bathroom, so I'll be giving that a go. What have we got here? Oh, this is lovely. This is a local crystal company. I think it's the, she's in, oh, personal consultations, crystal healing, crystal grids, crystal art, crystal terraniums, crystal jewelry. Oh my gosh, how gorgeous. So we've got our own little crystal bracelet in here. That is gorgeous. Chaga tea bags, little mushroom flavored tea bags from 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. Oh my goodness, it keeps on going. Got some little mini sachets here. This is quite handy to take with you on holiday. In fact, I wish I'd had this in my handbag when I went to get my hair coloured, because the salt on my avocado toast when I was getting my hair done had run out, and I felt too silly to ask for more salt. So maybe we all need to carry, I was actually thinking as I was at the hair wash station, maybe I've reached the stage in life where I should carry my own good quality salt and really good quality olive oil around in my handbag. Honestly, that is such a me thing to do. Ridiculously. Oh, that sounds good. Nourish, the orange one. This is a, I think it's like a protein bar. A divinely chocolatey, orangey coconut brownie. Oh gosh, that sounds good. From Nourish, that sounds scrum. Got a couple of the elevator sachets. Are they the mandarin flavour? Quite possibly. I was putting these in my smoothies in Ibiza, you might remember that. And then we've got some sachets, again from the Mousse skincare company, Moisture Creme. That sounds very useful. Great little travel packs. And last but not least, oh, we've got a few of the herb salts. That's handy. Last but not least, In Light Beauty Organic Skincare. Ooh, loads of little sachets. I do love a little sachet as a trial, also just amazing to put in your travel bag. So I'll let you know how I get along with those. 100% organic skincare. Soil Association Organic. That's impressive. So there we go. That was what was in my amazing goodie bag. Thank you to Chloe and Kathy and the lovely Sophie, whose amazing house this was hosted at. Just the most beautiful property, like a very higgledy-piggledy, magical thatched manor house. It was so cool. Obviously for her privacy I didn't want to show the house, but it had so much character and very generous of her to allow the event to take place there. Anyway, my darlings, thank you so much for watching. It's been such a nice day today. I'm very grateful that you guys watched to the end. If you did, I don't know why the word chaga, as in chaga mushroom, is in my head, so leave that down below and let me know, have you tried chaga mushroom? Would you try chaga mushroom? Or do you not have a clue what I'm talking about? Thank you, my darlings. I'll see you in the next one. Good night.